I love Dad's determination because, I mean, over this quarantine, he has been obsessed with two things, his tater tots and learning how to do handstands. And this man is so determined to hold a handstand.
Yep.
The other day, he fell on his ass.
Yeah. Into the kitchen table. Like, it was really bad. Welcome to the Push Podcast. Why push? Because a nudge is just too friendly.
And friend, we're here to help you get your shit together. I'm Eddie.
And I'm Janelle.
And we're the Copelands.
We've got 3 daughters, 2 businesses, a mortgage, and lots of responsibilities. So just like you, we're struggling to find that perfect balance of ambitious go-getter hustle while still staying present, loving our kids, and working on our relationship.
And doing the laundry, going to the grocery store. Oh, and don't forget being mindful.
Yeah, all of the stuff. So if you're juggling all the things, but you're also trying to get to the next level, guess what? You're in the right place. So get ready to be pushed. Hey, welcome back to the Push Podcast. This is episode number 35, and we have some special guests today. Don't say anything, Edward Copeland, yet. We have Jasmine Copeland.
Hi, it's great to be here.
Jordan Copeland.
Hello.
And Kayla Copeland.
Hi, thank you so much for having us.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, God.
So this is a special episode number 35. I wish I could say
35.
My husband is turning 35. However,
I wish you could say that.
Eddie is turning 40. Woo!
Oh, yeah, and the crowd goes wild.
Okay. So
That's my life. Okay, I just want to let you guys know. I do something extremely funny all the time, and my family doesn't laugh. They make me feel like I'm old. It's just a horrible thing.
Is Dad old?
Yeah. He acts way older than he actually
He does.
is.
It's all front.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so this episode's airing a few days after your birthday. However, today we're a little behind on our recordings. You want to know why? Because I'm tired and I've been working in the bakery. Really quick, I got to tell you, 2 people today told me, oh my God, I love your podcast. I've been listening to it today. I cried from today's episode. And I was like, really? Because on Sunday we tried to sit down to record and I literally was like, why do we even have a podcast? I'm tired. I have nothing to say to the world.
That's God for you right there, lady.
I have no thoughts. Like I literally was like, I don't want to do a podcast anymore. Is anyone even listening? And ironically, today, 2 people were like, I literally cried listening. It helps my marriage, all this stuff. So I want to thank you guys for listening. But what are you guys doing? They're trying to not talk, but you're here.
What?
Okay.
I moved the keys and I can't stop thinking about it.
Oh, you did kind of screw that up. But
It's over.
It's kind of a mind block, so I'm trying to get through it right now.
Oh my gosh. So Jasmine wants to take over the mics and do ASMR, don't you?
Yes, 100%. I see a potential in my YouTube career that I have not taken any steps to achieve.
Tell people what ASMR is if they don't know, because not everybody knows.
Well, ASMR can be a variety of things. I was really into, this makes me really weird, but I was really into ASMR eating. This particular YouTuber would just eat really like good looking food and she wasn't messy and I just admired the way she ate.
So ASMR is when people, like in this case, are eating something, but they have a microphone.
Yeah,
and
No, they're
them
making like
every freaking
noises that
sound.
are like exaggerated.
So you like to listen to
It's like
people
therapy.
eat because it's one of my like biggest pet peeves. I don't want to hear anybody eat.
Well,
Yeah, that's the thing.
Miss
You're the
Thin
loudest.
Cheeks over there. I mean, Jesus Christ, you can hear yourself
You can hear
drinking.
Well, I
you
don't
can hear
like
yourself
moans.
drinking water.
But
Okay?
it's not like I'm chewing with my mouth open. Can you clarify? They tease me all the time that I have thin cheeks. Like if I crunch something that's not crunchy, like a pancake, they're like, we could hear you crunching your pancake
Yeah,
through
it's like-
your
It's like
cheeks.
she's eating chips and it's like a banana.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like how does a banana have
Again,
noise?
ASMR is kind of dumb. You're
Well,
listening to people eat.
That's the thing is like, I don't like to listen to people that I know eat. I think it's completely disgusting.
Mhm.
However, watching
Only-
someone who's gotten it professionally set up with a
only
nice
under
mic.
specific circumstances
Wait,
do you
wait,
like to
you-
listen to people.
No, well, that's the thing.
is
It's,
what
just,
you're
it's
saying.
a satisfying
You would rather
thing.
listen to a stranger eat than your own flesh and blood?
Yes. Well, I mean, like, if I'm sitting at a table and Kayla's eating her hamburger with a bunch of ketchup on it, that's disgusting. However, This
What
It is,
is
person.
it is disgusting. But I will
why
tell
is
you
that
this,
disgusting?
although that is disgusting because she eats like an animal.
I don't.
I
like,
would
yes,
tell
you
you
do.
this. I
No
would tell
way.
you this. Jasmine makes her food look disgusting. Okay?
Oh my gosh,
love you,
Jasmine, you are the
but
number one person I hate watching.
You'll
to
be
eat.
eating something. I go, what is that? You're like,
Yeah.
it's a burrito. I'm like, it's no way it's a burrito anymore.
Because you
have
add like
an
10
issue
different
with
sauces,
food.
then you like crowd over
and then
it,
you,
like,
and you
then
crowd
just
over it, and then you like destroy it. You like you
Because
separate and then you
I have
combine.
an issue with other people making my food. So when other people make my food, if I go to a place and it's like somewhere like I get a burrito from, and then like I need to look at it, I need to know what's going on.
Sis, we're in
But you
quarantine.
make
This is
your
like day
own food.
47.
No.
You made your own food.
You will make a burrito and then tear it apart to pieces, like
Well,
tear off
savage.
pieces, then eat it.
So,
I don't
okay,
even know
this
what it's
episode is
comprised
not
of.
about Jasmine. This is about ASMR. So, she wants to start a YouTube channel because you have all the time in the world now.
No,
Right.
That is far from
I know.
this. I have
Never.
what's time.
I know.
So I would just tell you this. So I am definitely turning
40.
40,
40,
which
big
is
40.
which I heard, and I didn't make this up. It's the new 30. So I feel really good about that.
Okay.
Makes me feel youthful. Makes me feel like when I'm 30 again.
Okay.
And I'm really excited about it.
That's good.
I was thinking about my sisters, and I'm the oldest, so I have young parents, but I'm thinking they have old parents, which is very weird to me.
What?
Jordan has old parents.
Jordan-
I have.
Wait, you're 14 years old and your mom's 41 and you're 42 and your dad's 40. That's not old.
You're actually
That's
15
kind of-
and like.
Well,
2
when
months.
I was 13 and I had 40-year-old parents, I was like, oh wow, their parents are old. Because when I was 13, I only had my
You're
mom
right.
was
When you were 13,
33.
yeah, when you were
Yeah.
13
They were in your
and there
early
were
30s.
parents that were 40, we were like, oh, they're older.
Yeah.
You're right.
So now you guys are that parents, and I'm like,
But I
that
was
is
27
sad.
and dad was 25 when she was born. So it's not like it's super old, but yes, we were not teenage. Like it wasn't a teenage pregnancy. Yeah. So I don't know. Kayla, do you think dad's old?
I think he's aging. I mean,
Oh.
I don't think anybody
what way?
in your personality. Like, there's no way you can look back 10 years ago and you act the same. You act old. You act like an old man.
It's true. You do.
Give me an example. I need an example because I think this is ridiculous.
Give
and
me an
bonkers.
example. This is ridiculous.
And
Saying things
bonkers.
like bonkers.
Did you say bonkers just now?
Yeah.
See, that's it right there. That's where you get yourself. Like nobody
That
says that.
doesn't
When I-
make you old.
Hey,
Bonkers
but
is some, it's an
I
everyday
think
word.
you
I heard
like
people,
it. You like
People say
being
that all
like
the time. I saw it on social media. The young people say bonkers.
No.
They say
no.
They say that's
Dad,
dope.
we are young
he
people.
sounds like the
and if
guy
they tell
from
you that-
Blackish, where he's calling everyone a thought, right? And they're
No,
like,
Black
Dad,
AF.
Black AF. There you go. And like they don't say that anymore.
But I know what I'm like a trendsetter. Like I know what people are saying. I'm a part of
No.
creating what people are saying. So a lot of times I'm saying things that you just are not saying yet.
I think
Okay.
I think you may be cool for your age group.
Ooh.
I think
Yeah.
that there's a difference in age group.
I don't think we're gonna make it out of this podcast.
But
Oh my God.
I think it's I actually don't even have the mindset that my parents are old just
Yeah.
because well you are different, but for me I feel like
we're 2 years apart.
Yeah.
Well, so a couple things I was thinking about. So I was thinking about this podcast, and I was like, okay, so this is gonna come out like a
Is this
couple
a
days
roast?
after.
Are we roasting
no.
you? Oh.
Wild
I was thinking
Oh.
about
I need some
like
time.
I was thinking about you know what's hard. So I'm thinking about for 40 years on this planet, like what's my biggest learning?
Uh-huh.
And I was stumped. I was like,
You don't know what you've learned in 40
no,
years?
I know what I've learned in 40 years, but I don't know exactly like what's the biggest learning because I know that question
That's a
comes
hard
up.
question. If you asked any of us, I don't know. What's your biggest
I feel like
lesson
you have
of
to
life?
like
Biggest lesson
section
of
it
life for me.
off.
I
What
think
is it? Jasmine,
not to learn the hard way.
Oh,
okay.
thank Jesus, baby. Yes.
But now that you say that,
Oh,
but now that you say
God.
that,
You're almost 19. It took you 19 years. I'm so proud of you.
God, Jesus. But now that you say that, I think my biggest learning is that, and we put it on a T-shirt, and I just thought about it as she was saying it. Perspective is king.
Okay. Wait,
Like-
it's on a t-shirt? Whose t-shirt?
The T-shirt you made me.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you don't remember putting that on there?
All right.
Okay.
Got it. Perspective.
Jordan actually made it. Jordan's like, I put both of our names on it.
I think as I've gotten older, my ability to have a broader and a larger perspective on things
Mhm.
has helped me in so many ways. It has opened my eyes to learning new things. It has opened my eyes to understanding and having empathy and doing different things in life that I think has led to success. So I do believe that perspective is king, and it is probably the most important thing that I have learned in 40 years.
That's awesome.
Whoa.
That's
Yeah.
deep. What's your biggest lesson of life, Kayla?
I'm only like, I'm not even like a fifth of the way through my life. I don't know. I feel like anything that like I don't think I've completely truly learned
A lot about life.
Like, yeah, I mean,
obviously,
in a sense.
you see the things she does. She doesn't learn
What do
nothing.
I'm probably the most well behaved here. So out of my three sisters,
Okay.
I am the least one
Do
you
you
have
call
to talk
well
to.
behaved being on the phone at 1 o'clock in the
Yeah,
morning,
you're
laughing
not.
as if you're at like
But
a
every
night
night
is a
no,
bar.
it's not.
You're the loudest human being
that
on the
is my
planet.
one
Walking,
fault.
her
My,
walking, every
day
me
walks
being
loud.
loud. But is me being loud really worse than always
You're
learning
not
the hard
just
way
loud.
or quitting like Jordan? I think being loud.
Oh wow, you're uncovering
is-
dirt.
Jordan has now walked out. She is jumping in the pool.
Okay, so we have to clarify for
You
people.
can't
There
take
was
the
a
heat, get
point
out
in
of the
time
kitchen.
where our youngest baby girl quit school. Like she quit school, but
school? Oh,
but
she
quit
did
school,
quit
but she
school.
kept going. Like she
Just checked
She
out.
said, "I just
Homework not
stopped."
important. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but I was reading that entire time.
You
Yeah.
were. You were
All you
more
did was
into
AR points, and then you just said, "I'm
Yeah.
not doing nothing else."
And then they couldn't kick you out of
Right, I'm
school
head
because
out.
you had like 52 million AR points in the school, but you learned your lesson.
I did break a couple of records.
You learned the hard way though, right?
No records I didn't break before you.
Oh,
my God.
damn.
Oh no.
All I gotta say.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Okay, what's your biggest life lesson, Jordan, so far?
Well, I mean, I'm the youngest one. I'm the youngest one here, so
You don't have life lessons yet?
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, what have you learned the hard way, maybe?
Here's a hint. Don't quit.
Thanks, Dad. Thanks.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
I mean, there's still things that I'm currently learning. Like I'd say time management. I suck at that. I admit, I do, but I'm learning.
Are you
Okay.
it's because you're distracted?
Yeah, I get distracted very easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, moving on.
What about you? What have you learned?
I learned a whole lot of crap. I learned, well, this is an interesting conversation. We were talking this weekend with you about like the distribution of money, right? Rich and poverty and all that. And I remember being your age, just thinking like, God, it's so sucky that like we grew up with not a lot of money. And I was like, if they would distribute like the world's wealth, then everybody could have an even kind of playing field. And as I've gotten older, I've learned how to make money, how to respect money, how to give. Like, and so now I'm trying to teach you, our children, that even if you were to collect all the money from everyone in the world and redistribute it, it would easily wind up back into the hands of the rich people because they know how to make it, right? And I don't know, I think learning those kinds of lessons that your perspective changes. Like I saw you talking this weekend and I saw myself in you like being 18. And then I just go, oh, that's so cool that she's like so hell-bent on where she's at right now. But then I get to watch her perspective change. So I think perspective is king, I guess would be the biggest lesson.
Yeah, I
Because
think
it shifts so much. Like I've
Absolutely.
seen your guys' perspective change on so many things. You went away to college for what, 6 months?
Not cut short.
Corona.
Corona.
Yeah, but
Corona,
you,
come home.
in the time that you were gone, you know, you learned a lot
Mhm.
that I think it took for you to be away out of the house for you to see things that maybe
Mhm.
you took for granted or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
kind of cool to watch you guys now gain that perspective.
Yeah, and so I was thinking about, okay, what did I learn, and then what were my like craziest, like, oh my god, I can't believe I did that in the
Mhm.
last 40 years, and I was like, I don't do crazy things.
Bodybuilding.
What?
Like, well, I was thinking, okay, no, I mean, like,
You do handstands every night in the kitchen and you fall on your face.
You
Yeah,
jump you jump so high you hit your head on our ceilings and then make your
Yeah.
head bleed.
You know,
Right. You do a lot of stupid
True
shit.
story.
Yeah,
Either way.
I think it's the most hilarious thing to experience a point where my dad makes a mistake. The other day, I smelled something burning. I was like, oh, he's cooking something. He's cooking.
Okay. All right. Watch your words. Watch your words.
I couldn't keep it to myself. I was just me and him, and I smelled something, and I was like, it smelled like a burnt tortilla on the stove. And I was like, I normally do that with my burritos. Right. I was like, okay, he probably made something. So the smell was still prominent throughout the house. And so I go into the kitchen, and I look in our boiler. I was like, Dad, do you have something in there? Oh, shoot. We take the thing out, and it's on fire. There is a giant fire in the middle of our house. And at the time, I didn't think it was that big of a deal until he couldn't put it out. He's blowing on it. And I'm watching my father of almost 40 years old try to solve this fire problem.
Oh my God.
I myself was like, okay.
Throw it in the sink and turn the water on.
Well, that's the thing is it was so big we couldn't carry the fire.
It
was a full-on fire. I'm thinking, where's the fire extinguisher? I should know where a fire extinguisher is.
This happened not on my watch.
So you tell me what I did.
So I think he started blowing on it. That wasn't helping. And then he put it back in. He closed the boiler and thinking he can contain it.
Oh, God.
And then it's still, and so then we kind of like do our own thing for a little bit. So he pulls it out and it's a bigger fire.
Oh my God.
And then I think he poured water on it. I asked him if we should put a towel on it. He said no. I don't know what I would have done, but I forgot what the point of that was. But the silly things that happen with fire. And I know that's a prominent thing in his life is dealing with fire.
So
in my husband's defense, I will tell you he did not grow up with a father in his house to
let me
give
just
him
tell you
examples.
something.
And he does not know how to, you lived in an apartment. You don't know how to do things around fire with the fireplace.
So
and
I put the tater tots in the oven. That's what that was on fire.
The tater tots.
That's why we came home and we smelled like
my tater tots were on.
I knew for sure that Jasmine burned a burrito.
Fire.
I was like,
and so I figured like this. I said, hey, you know what? Well, the fire came from a place, the oven. I might as well put the fire back where it came from.
Oh my God.
So I closed
maybe
it.
It'll take it back.
And I said, I said, well, maybe the fire.
I didn't want this fire.
I said the fire normally goes out in the oven. Maybe it'll go out in the oven.
My
so we closed it and I let it sit there for a little while and opened up and it was like backdraft. And I was like, what in the hell am I gonna do? And she's like, throw a towel on. I'm like, so the towel catches on fire? Oh my God. And I'm like yelling at her, like, never put a towel on top of a fire. And she goes, Dad, I see it. I'm teaching her a lesson. There's like a full on fire going on. And so I go, okay, I'm just gonna splash some water and close it. So I splash some water on it, it goes out. And I said, I'm going to let that, and it starts smoking like a lot.
Oh my
And so I said, close the oven. I was like, well, smoke goes away in the oven too. So I figured that would be the right
You
place
think
for
this is a
that.
magical
Wait, was this on
oven?
Monday?
No, this
It
was
was
last
the night
Friday.
we came home and we were like, what's
that?
burning?
And he stayed quiet the whole time.
I went through the house and I was like, who burned something? My lungs hurt. And nobody said anything. And I thought it was Jasmine's she made what did you make?
I made curry.
And I was like, you're freaking never make curry again. I can't breathe. And you stay quiet.
He was there listening to all three of them. That's how I knew everyone was home. What's that smell? Because Janelle started her nose is crazy. What's that smell? What's that smell? What's that smell? I heard all three of them. I was like, oh, he's going to tell him, we had a little issue with fire. No.
You are good for that. You will take something to your grave.
You will.
You will. And then we'll ask you, why didn't you say something? You're like, oh, well, no one asked me.
Well, it didn't seem necessary to say, hey,
it didn't
public
seem
announcement.
necessary when we were all asking.
When I was yelling at
mind you,
Jasmine.
I was in the shower. I had no idea that you guys were asking what the smell was.
You were
I
not.
was screaming at
What is that smell? We were all screaming.
Well, okay.
Now we know that you burned the house down yet again.
No, the house is still standing. My tater tots were ruined though, and I was pretty upset about the taters because I love
I
these
felt
potatoes.
bad because I was like, man, he was gonna have some good tater tots because he's going through a tater tot phase, and now they just
And he wants everybody else to eat his tater tots.
That's like quarantine
Even though I
cuisine.
hate potatoes, and he told me, he came into my room with a bowl of tater tots. He said, you want some of my taters? And I said, I don't like potatoes. I don't like tater tots. He goes, these are potatoless tater tots.
He said,
You're made of cauliflower. And I was like, oh, okay. You fell for it. And I ate it, and I was like, and like at first I just tasted the fried part. I was like, "Oh, this is good." And then he walked away, and I was like, "That was not cauliflower."
She goes, that was good before she like really got into it. And I walked away. I was like, she likes potatoes.
Oh my god!
And then she like said, no, as she got deeper into it, it was not good.
He's definitely utilizing our air fryer in every way possible.
I love that air fryer. It makes the best Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
Okay, so can I talk about one of my favorite things about Dad? Like the best thing I think about. There's so many great things about you. You're a good husband. You're a good father. But my favorite thing about you is your laugh. Like you have the best laugh. It makes me cry of laughter every time something's funny. And you have the best laugh.
Oh, well, thank you.
It's very contagious.
It's so contagious.
And it's like throughout booming type of laugh where it's like, and I realized that like, I was like, because I don't look like my dad or my mom. So I try to find things that I can relate to both of my parents. I feel like I find more things in Janelle than anyone. But I was like, I laugh like my dad sometimes when I'm with other people.
Loud and out of control.
Yeah. And I find myself, I'm like, oh my gosh.
People
this is
tell
what
me
I
that
have.
my laugh is also contagious.
But yeah, it's a great quality because you can just hear it. And I think it makes everyone else really comfortable. Like if you, once you laugh, everyone else is like, oh, okay. It's like, we can
like
laugh,
my friends will send me memes and they tell me my hope when I send you my memes is that I get the good Kayla laugh.
Yeah.
And I imagine you laughing at the pictures that I send you.
Yeah, you do have a very loud ass laugh. Like loud. When you're on the phone at night and you shouldn't be, and you're in there laughing at stupid memes that your friends are saying. Tell Dominic I'm gonna wring his neck.
I haven't been on the phone a lot much. I've just been watching
2 nights
videos
ago,
that I'll like
1 a.m.
laugh.
Oh my God.
Kayla, it's 1 a.m. Go to bed.
Oh, that was me doing a project.
And I know her because I struggle with the same thing. If something makes me laugh,
you can't.
I can't stop.
Yeah,
And she can't stop. Like there have been many a time. And
I
you
want to
too.
beat you guys.
When
you were little, if I said stop laughing, go to bed, it drove me bananas, and you would laugh louder.
That helps the laughter.
I would get my ass beat by Teresa if she dared.
It just takes a look. Like if we're laughing about something and you tell us not to, if I like slightly look at Jasmine or Jordan and I catch their eye, I will just burst out into laughter.
We have video of her like on a timeout.
Yep.
Her chair
Terrible
is turned.
children.
She's she's facing the wall,
laughing with
and
her mouth open.
And she's laughing, and you
On a
hear
timeout.
you hear Janelle say, "Stop laughing." And she's like, "I can't," and she's like covering her mouth.
I will never forget that. I will never forget that trip. We were in so much trouble
You were.
because our laughter could not be contained.
And put you out of the hotel room.
Yeah, we were
had
in
to
the
go outside
hot
and
Palm
think about-
Springs summer.
I was like, think about how disrespectful you are. Stand in the hot, what was it, Palm Springs heat.
It's like 150 degrees outside.
We were still laughing.
It
Yeah,
just
but
made us
that's
laugh
definitely-
more.
Yeah.
And especially when we were in like the car and like mom was on a phone.
Oh
on the
my
phone.
God.
Oh, you
And we
guys
were
are
in the
bad
back
children.
She would slap our legs
Yep.
so hard.
And you'd laugh again.
And we'd laugh again.
Little bitches.
And then I was so terrified when we were gonna get out of the car because there was no escaping her.
Or when the phone call would end. That was even like what was
Please
gonna
never
happen.
let this phone
Oh
come.
my God.
Like
I
literally,
have disrespectful children, you guys, obviously.
I will never forget that. It was the best laughs.
So, other than the laughter that we have, what are some of the other great things that you love about Dad?
His silliness.
He is so silly.
He's so silly.
I'm so serious.
You are not so serious.
Very silly. Oh, and his patience.
He's way too patient. You know he shouldn't have that much patience.
Yeah,
with you
it's like a patience that you because
It's
you see it so
Jesus-like.
much. It's
Yeah.
you see the patience so much that when someone else who's not him doesn't act the same way, it's like, why are you not being this?
Yeah.
It's
When
like
I
we have
see
to.
boys like at school or something get upset about things, Dad doesn't really show he's upset.
Yeah.
Rather than like saying I am upset right now, which is worse.
This is so
But when I see
frustrating.
boys at school like actually show like their emotions and like anger and like
Yeah.
when they're sad, it's just very. I get very standoffish.
Yeah.
Which
You also are heartless, though. Like you,
Heartless.
yes, you will
I'm
cut
not
people
heartless.
och. You're like, that's too high maintenance. She's crying. I don't want to deal
I
with
know
this.
what I need, and I know what I need to do to get it.
Dang.
Is it because I don't show emotions that is why you're heartless?
No, I have emotions. I just know how to contain them, and I don't put up with any shit, and I'll cut it out if I don't need it.
It's true.
I will
We
cut
are
it out.
completely the opposites.
Because Jasmine will tolerate, right?
Yes.
You'll tolerate. You'll tell yourself that you're being graceful. You'll have patience.
That too. And also I have, like we just talked about it with my dad about me containing my emotions. Far from that. That's why I think it's him and I are so different in that area, because we were just talking about today how he can defer his emotions from action. I'm like, emotions, action.
Yeah.
And that's something that
Your
I definitely
emotions are like, you called?
Yeah, exactly. Or they'll be like, hey, you want me to defend you right now? Let's defend. Let's defend.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so I think definitely I would say with Kayla too, I think I attract a lot more men in the area of like all my guy friends that I think of are not very emotional in the way that they act. Like their emotions aren't like, I'm gonna get angry and punch a wall right now, that a lot of like boys my age are like going through. So I definitely think that like carried on to that.
Yeah.
I think it's just like maturity.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't hang out with any boys who aren't mature enough to like know when it is okay to act a certain way because of your emotions.
But you guys are all very mature, though. I think it's because the way we raised you. Like, we didn't baby you. We didn't talk in a certain way to you. Like, you were... I hate that. I hate that. Talk to your kids normal.
Oh, my God.
But you guys are all very mature. And I think Jordan being the youngest, like, she's kind of grown up faster because she has two older sisters, you know? So...
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your favorite thing about Dad, Jordan?
I love Dad's determination because, I mean, over this quarantine, he has been obsessed with two things: his tater tots and learning how to do handstands. And this man is so determined to hold a handstand.
Yep.
The other day, he fell on his ass.
Into the
Bad.
kitchen table. Like, it was really bad.
He was
And
up
he
doesn't
against the
realize
wall.
how big his body is sometimes.
But he doesn't understand, though, that, like, first we will laugh and then we will check on you. Like, that's the order in which it happens, because
Oh, my God.
it's not like you, like, accidentally hurt yourself. You put yourself in a compromising situation. So if you fall into the kitchen table, it's first funny that you actually did that in the kitchen, and then we will check on you.
Yeah, because we all know we warn you.
Yeah.
We warn you every
I don't think you should
time.
I don't
that.
know what it felt like. My right shoulder gave out, and I went down.
You did.
I went down, and it
was
wasn't
so funny.
wasn't pretty.
Yep.
But you know what? I didn't die, and so I got back up again. And
Did it again.
I tried.
He tried it again.
So your
I will
determination.
master a handstand by the time this is over.
Yeah, I sure hope so, because you're gonna break.
I
more
was doing it
furniture.
today, and Jasmine was all, "What's going on?" She's like in the bathroom brushing her teeth. She comes out, and her machine's going. She's like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And I was like,
Because you
"What?"
make so
corner
much
of the-
noise.
He was like in the corner of the room in a ball, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is that Kayla? Because Kayla's always making noise. I'm like, Kayla, stop making noise.
You guys, Kayla will laugh at something and fall to the floor and literally ball herself up and laugh so hard that she looks like she's seizing or something, right?
Oh my god,
It's bad.
Oh my God!
I love that about you, but man, you're loud, kid.
Oh,
You
that's
are a
so
loud child.
They tell me I just go around and make noise.
You do. You just try to
It's like
be
you
as loud
know
as
when
possible.
she's there. But yeah, so I thought it was Kayla, but it turned out to be my father, balled up in a corner. I think he had fallen or something. And I was so confused.
I go. She goes, "What's going on? What happened?" I go, "Nothing."
Nothing.
Another thing you'll take.
Yeah, he acts
take
like
it to
nothing.
the grave. What are you talking about?
Nothing.
I just heard a bunch of bangs.
He's like, oh, I don't know. Did you drop your toothbrush in the bathroom?
Go ask your sister. I don't know.
Yeah, you do that. So, okay, in the next couple of days, we're going to be hosting a quarantine party for Dad. People are I sent out invitations, by the way. And people are going to be driving through the parking lot of the Cake Mamas. I put some goodie bags together for them, and they're going to be getting that. So yeah, I hope you have a good 40th quarantine birthday party, honey.
Mhm.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. As long as
I
I'm
know
with you
it's
guys.
not Greece. I mean, I know we can't travel.
That's okay.
I know you want to finish your tattoo. That's not social distancing. But you're healthy. You've got a great laugh. You can do handstands almost. You have 4 women here that love you to death.
I'm
Everybody
very
loves
blessed.
Dad, though, don't you think?
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
very Jesus-like.
I'm-
Like Kayla doesn't even believe in Jesus, but she knows that her
I
father
think
is Jesus-like.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like will look at you and see and think like, oh, this is gonna be some like rude, big
muscle guy.
Big guy.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes people so attracted to you because you completely deceive
Mhm.
the way that you
Yeah.
look
He's
towards
so
people
kind.
because it's like completely the opposite, kind, patient, all of the great attributes.
Yeah.
Silly.
Yeah, and
You
it's
guys-
like you would never expect him to joke around in the way he does.
Yeah.
So when I tell people, they're like, "Really? What?" and really
Yeah.
surprised.
You should see him with Logan, my nephew, my 2-year-old nephew. He is like,
I love that guy.
calls Eddie every night before he goes to bed, and Eddie is so extra. He's like, "Hey, buddy!" Like, just like the most animated person,
Yeah.
and Logan is so tickled by it. It's like, man, how do you have all that energy? He loves you to death. So.
Yeah.
Wishes one of us was a boy.
No,
Oh, yeah,
not
that's
anymore.
what-
I
yeah.
mean,
Not
last-
anymore.
I gave that up last year.
Well, he didn't
that
talk
was-
to you guys till you were about 10,
He
right?
talked to me till I was 10.
Oh my gosh.
Dad.
Dad.
He doesn't hear us.
I'm like, don't you remember me yelling at him?
Yeah.
Don't you hear them talking to you? God. He's like, what? Did you say something?
Literally.
Literally, that's the joke. Like, he didn't talk to the children until they were 8 or 10.
Dad. we just give up.
I think there's like videos of you guys calling me and I'm just driving.
Oh my god. Yeah, like in the car.
Oh,
it's like
so
when
annoying.
it's like now I like it because like when I'm in the car with him, it could be good silence, just of thoughts to wander, just that time. When I was a kid, I'm just like, why is he not responding? Does he not
Oh
hear
my
me?
God.
And it's not just to us, it's to like everybody else in our family. Because
Yeah.
my little cousin Colin, he came over and he was like, Uncle Eddie.
Yeah.
Uncle Eddie.
Yeah.
And I was like, Dad, are you like
It's like you purposefully tune out anyone under 4.
If they're not within his eye,
Yeah.
like
Their voice doesn't register in his ear.
exactly.
Oh, it's so funny. But we love you, honey.
Oh, I love you guys,
and I
too.
hope you have the best birthday ever. We're very blessed to have you as our patriarch of our family.
That's awesome.
And yeah, peace be with
Well,
you.
I thank you guys. It's going to be a wonderful 40 years. I'm blessed to be here 40 years on this planet. I plan on then being here for at least another 40 years.
What's one thing
God
you're going to
willing.
do this year that now that you're 40, like what's one bucket list thing at 40?
I'm going to Greece
Okay.
if they let me go to Greece.
If they let me go.
COVID doesn't take over Greece.
Oh my goodness.
There's a lot of things I want to do before I die, and I'll just say this, and not this. Like I do think about like my grandfather died at 45,
Mhm.
and so I do think about like, oh my God, mortality a lot.
Mhm.
Obviously, I got a tattoo that says that's about death. I
Yeah.
get a text message every few minutes that
Did you
say,
guys know that Dad has an app on his phone that reminds him like 4 or 5 times a day that he's gonna die?
Yeah, it's weird.
Is that healthy?
I've
very-
been
For
like
Dad,
on
it
Dad's
is.
phone, and I'll see like this notification pop up at the top, and it says you are going to die.
Yeah, it's like reminder.
Excuse me?
You are going
So,
to die.
but that's why I try to laugh as much as I possibly can. I try to be as silly as I possibly can. I try to make every single moment matter.
Kayla's crying.
No, I'm not.
I try my best to try to represent what good looks like from a man's perspective for you
Mhm.
guys. And so I have that text message to remind me every single day that life's not
Mhm.
permanent, that it's very temporary, and you do not know when your last day is. And so I always want my last memory for you guys to be a place where you remember me in my best light. Like I hopefully brought some type of joy. I brought some type of laughter. I brought some type of confidence in something. So yeah, I take that seriously.
Do you guys remember it was like maybe 2 years ago I had this terrible dream that I woke up and dad was dead next to me and I was like sobbing because I was like, what would I do? Like, what would the first thing be? What would I scream? I wouldn't want to scream because I wouldn't want to wake you guys up to that. You would never forget that horror. Would I like sit there and cry with him? Like, how long could I cry with him before I call the police and they're like, well, did you kill him? Why'd you wait 30 minutes to call? You know, like, what would I do? And just thinking about it makes me emotional. But I remember I called your mom. I called Fab because that night you weren't here. It was only Jordan. And I was like, I just had this terrible dream. And I'm telling her, and I was like, so if I ever call you and I like tell you, hey, get the kids and please come over, don't ask me questions. You just need to come because I know that you'll panic. She full blown starts crying, like, oh my God. I'm like, this is why I don't tell you anything because you're crazy. And
says the one who thought of a whole scenario in her head.
It was so real though. Yeah. And I just like, I don't know what I would do without you because you make everything easier and happier. And I just love you.
I love you too.
Yeah.
So, doesn't
I think,
he?
yeah. And I think about like the things that around the house that I knew he did, whether it be like, I don't know, the toilet paper that we normally put the toilet paper. I'm like, I'm sure he did that to make sure that no one had to go outside, or with the water things, or the taking the trash out. I know every Thursday somehow the trash gets out there and I know it's him.
Yeah.
And it's little things that like that where it's like, wow.
Are you crying, Kayla? She's crying. She's not a heartless.
I wasn't gonna cry until you said something.
Do you love your daddy?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm going to cry. This is supposed to be a happy episode.
It is a happy episode.
Yeah. But we love you. Yeah. I will tell you, your dad, God, it was probably 8 years ago. We probably weren't at the best. Like maybe it was like 10 years ago. And he didn't really see like what a father should do and a husband. And we were kind of at a tough time in our marriage. And I said, you know, these girls are watching everything you do. Everything that you do when you open the door for me, how you treat me, how you greet me, how you talk to me, what things you do. Do you barbecue? Do you help with the dishes? And so you're setting the standard for what these girls will bring home when they get married. So think about that. And from that moment, he opened the door for me. From that moment, he was like trying to be the best role model he could for you guys. And so you have some really big shoes to fill, right? When you're selecting partners and people you're going to spend your life with and people you're going to change your freaking name for, and you're not going to be a Copeland anymore.
Hyphen.
Yeah, you've definitely made it impossible.
Yeah, serious.
Find someone.
Yeah, it's impossible. But yeah, we love you. Happy birthday.
I love you guys too. You guys mean the world to me. You are my motivation. You're my inspiration. I learn so much from you guys every single day. And my whole life is about what happens in your guys' life.
Yeah.
Like that's, you know, when you're growing up and you're your 20s, like your life is your life, right? It's everything is about you. And then you have a kid, and then you have another kid, and you have another kid. And then before you know it, you're like, my life is no longer my life. My life is about creating a life that they can look at, they can see, they can touch, they can understand, they can love, they can everything. And eventually you'll have that change in your lives as well. And it will be beautiful and it will be an amazing thing. And I just want to make sure you guys, I did everything I possibly can to give you the foundation, or we did as much as we can to give you the foundation to know what good looks like in life, what bad looks like, when you know you've made a bad decision, when you know that you've learned the hard way, or you know that quitting is never going to give you what you want in life, or when you know that sometimes you can't be psycho and crazy over things, Kayla. But I think it's just important. And I learned determination from you, Kayla. I learned joy from you, Jordan. And I learned like love and understanding from Jasmine. And I learned how to hustle from my wife. And so, I mean, obviously that's just one thing, but there's a lot of things that I just, it's important to me, and I don't know, it's just a good time. So to turn 40 and to know that you guys are here, and we've been quarantined for a long time, but I can't tell you how much I love being in the same space as you guys. Like, even though you guys are locked in your rooms, knowing that you guys are in your rooms and you're safe and you're happy, I know my prayers have been answered every single day.
You are officially Jack Pearson, the perfect father from This Is Us.
God.
I love you. Thank you guys for listening. I hope this brought you so much joy. And leave a review and tell Eddie happy birthday. We love you, baby.
Love you too.
Love you.
Push through. Thank you for listening to the Push Podcast. Hey, we want to hear from you. So if you have a question or there's a particular topic that you want us to tackle and you want us to help you push through, you got to do something for us. You got to go to Apple Podcasts and you got to leave a rating and a review. And in that review, go ahead and leave that question with your Instagram handle so that we can shout you out when we actually answer the question. And we'll talk about that on the podcast and make sure that, hey, this particular podcast is made for you. So leave a rating, leave a review, leave your handle, and until next time, push through.